Boys to the tractor boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls. Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies. Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term tractor boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the tractor boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story, though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them. Like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Well, welcome back to what is now commonly known as Friday Night Live, TNT Sports' new partnership with talkSPORT. And every Friday, myself and Darren Bennett will be joined by some of the biggest names from TNT Sports throughout what promises to be another pulsating season. Because football is back, and TNT Sports is the only place to watch every big competition with over 700 matches broadcast live, from elite European club football to English domestic league and cup competitions this season. Still to come, we'll be joined by a former Everton and Liverpool midfielder, Fara Williams. But first, we're delighted to be joined in the studio by a former England prop and TNT Sports pundit, David Flatman. David, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, I'm very well. Thank you so much for coming in. You've got one earpiece in.
Yeah, I realised you were sort of going live, and I realised I hadn't got the other one in.
If you want...
Well, I've got those, but I've got I've got one ear that's normal, and I've got a collie on this side. So
okay,
let me just take a bit of funny time to plug in there.
Let me just quickly. Oh, Ryan, well done. You faded it out. Well done, Ryan. Thank you. You can do that, or you can put the headphones on. Whatever's
right. I always have one in.
Okay.
But that's because my jack doesn't work.
There's no surprise.
Jack doesn't work.
How are you, Dave? Dave, what do I call you? Do I call you Flat? What was your nickname? Flatty?
Flats. It's even what my wife calls me.
Okay.
D Flats, I'm going to call you.
It's an abbreviation of my surname, but...
I could have worked that out.
But I like to tell people it's come incredibly successful property developer. It's not true. It's actually not true.
I like that. Okay.
It works for me.
But surely everyone knows who you are, right? So it's a lie
you
straight
didn't. I mean, you had to what surname. You had to ask what my nickname was. No, not really. I live in Bath, and I played for rugby for Bath for a long time, so you get sort of noticed around there because there's not a huge amount else going on down there, to be honest.
Right. I've been there. It's a lovely part of the world.
Great place,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
D-flat.
It's very nice.
I'm going to call him. D-flat.
I've got lots to talk to you about. Let me just say that my knowledge and Bentley's knowledge of rugby isn't that great.
Yeah.
Right, and being honest, it's probably like your knowledge of football.
Excuse me?
So it'll be interesting. Because you told me about it.
Why are you putting me in the same camp as you with the rugby? How do you know that?
Okay, we'll test you on rugby. You can lead the conversation then.
Let Flats lead it and I'll jump on the back of him.
What I was going to say to you was, Management Max, who works here, right?
Yeah.
When we were talking, when you were coming on the show, he described you as, and I said to him, can I mention this? And he went, yeah, it's a compliment. And I went, I don't know if it is a compliment. He said you're rugby's answer to Jason Cundy. Now, I don't know if that's a compliment or... That's what he said. He said it's a very funny man.
Is Jason Cundy in the building? No, I don't think he is. So I'm not sure if I take that as a compliment or not. Could be either.
A very funny man, very successful in sport, and he reminds you of Jason Cundy.
No, I do. That's yeah. Let's just say it's a compliment. Let's go with that because we're on air. I do actually love football, and there's but I think I'm a proper football fan's worst nightmare in that I really like the game. I'm very much immersed in rugby. I played it, I commentate on it and all that stuff now. But I the reason proper football fans wouldn't rate me is because I don't really have a team. I'm a bit Arsenal, I'm a bit Palace.
You've lost me.
I grew up in the South East.
You've lost me already.
Lost you, but it's because...
No, I don't mind about things like that.
But it's more like...
No, I don't. Life's too short.
Yeah.
If someone wants to support two, I don't care.
It's more like Righty and Brighty. I grew up on Righty and Brighty, a bit of Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, of course, Mark Overmars, Stuart Pearce. I sort of had players that I loved, so I love the game. I really like the game, but I'm more invested in rugby, of course I am, but I'm sort of a casual football fan. And I know for the ardent, the casuals in the stands, they might not like that.
So what about your feelings then if there's a fan out there on the rugby side of things that supports two teams? Are you like, absolutely not?
Great question.
No, mate, absolutely fine. And weirdly, I'm the same in rugby in my sport. I played for Saracens for 5 years. I played for Bath for 10 years. And I love both those clubs. I love sort of the other clubs too. Oh, okay. It's weird, like, if one of those two teams is playing, if I had to, decide who I wanted to win, it'd be one of those two.
Which one?
I'm not sitting on a fence here. I genuinely don't have a which one. I've got great friends at both and lovely memories at both. Nice. And it's like, do you know what, lads? It's like I played in the front row, so you played that aggressively for that long and it's that competitive for that long. It is really nice to drop the whole tribal aggressive bit. I get it, and we need it in sport, but I don't really feel that. I live in Bath. I love Bath. I'm a Bath fan, really, I suppose, but it doesn't affect my judgment or anything. I'm not as ardent.
You were telling me, I didn't know this, you were telling me you go and watch Bath regularly.
I go and watch Bath City play football.
And at half-time, I don't know if Benny knows this, half-time, they change ends, but the they isn't the players, it's the supporters.
Yeah, all the fans swap ends at half-time at Bath City down at Twerton Park.
I didn't know that.
How does that work?
It's really weird because, I mean, you can imagine it's not always a sellout at Bath City, at Twerton Park, but it is at half-time, everyone just casually walks past each other. It's like you're at Bank Tube Station or something, and people are going, it is really, really strange, and the first time it happens, you can't believe it, and you're sort of giggling, walking past people, like, oh, we're really doing it, and you realise it's not a novelty to them, this is just what they do.
Wow.
And all the
so you're always behind the goal your team are attacking?
You always, I guess so, yeah. I guess that's it. But it's great. It's a good night. It's about £5 to get in. It's pint and warm cider if you want it.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't really matter. My girls get to stand there and listen to grown men swearing at footballers and linesmen, and they love it because they're not really allowed to swear at home, but you're like very passionate local Bath fans.
How old are you girls?
They are 15 and 13.
Okay. And
they love it down there. It's the event. They don't know what league they're in.
Of course,
it's the event, but they love it.
That's nice.
Nick a bit of dad's cider, it's all right.
15 to 13, you say?
Yeah, 0-0.
Okay, good answer. Well, come back. Right, we'll talk football a bit later on, but because we've got you here, we're going to start with rugby, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say a lot of words that don't really mean too much, but I'll pretend they do. But then
over to you, mate.
You can fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
if you want to read it. This would be
no, obviously last week, the Rugby Cup.
That'd be great.
Newcastle against Harlequins.
It doesn't say that there.
Great result, wasn't it, for Newcastle?
It was, and do you know why it was a great result, lads? Is because, as we all know, like, bad news just travels faster than good news, and people love to say things like rugby in this country, Prem's on its knees, and it's just like, you know what? There are some bits that need sorting out, just like in the Premier League. They could probably do with a bit more sustainability financially in certain clubs. There's a lot of debt knocking around and all that sort of stuff, and swapping ownerships and managerships and all that. There are things that, you know, could be more optimal and all that. But actually, what you've got is a club in Newcastle who have basically pretty much always been at the bottom of the Prem or close to it. And you get to the point where you're like, it would be great if someone came in and actually not just gave them a load of money, but actually provided a bit of vision. Because as you know as well as I do, they love sport in the North East. It's a big thing. And they've got this perennially underperforming team. And Red Bull have come in and bought Newcastle. Wow. So Red Bull, who know their onions, they know where they're putting their money. They've come in and they are now the Newcastle Red Bulls. And they had their first game, which is not in the Prem, it's in the Prem Rugby Cup, which is almost like it almost acts as like your pre-season games now. It's quite cool. Get some of the younger lads playing and gradually bleed in the first team boys before they start the Prem next week.
Can I ask, how did the fans feel about that? Because when Red Bull got involved with some football clubs, I can't remember if it was Leipzig or Salzburg.
But in Germany, they didn't like it.
They hated it.
Yeah, funny. Well, maybe those football clubs weren't in the same position that Newcastle were in. So they were basically right. The club is for sale. Our best players are leaving. Bigger clubs with more money are taking our best players, and we can't stop them. They were I think, without being too harsh about it, they were going nowhere, mate, in Prem terms, absolutely nowhere. So what everyone thought would happen is that hopefully, fingers crossed, some Geordie who's made a load of cash says, well, I'll save the place. I'll go and give them 20 or 30 million, and we'll start from there. And it probably wouldn't have changed that much, to be honest. It would have been sort of the same. But Red Bull have come in and said, whammo, we're doing this, but we're not trying to take over the world in the next 12 months. We're going to do this properly. We're here for the long term. So for our league, for the Prem, that's actually massive.
In football, as you know, and funnily enough, in the North East, Newcastle, they've got the wealthiest owners in sport, but they can't really do anything with it because of the restrictions financially. Is it the same in rugby, or can these guys at Red Bull spend what they want on the rugby team?
No, they can spend whatever they want on the club, but they can't spend more than they're allowed to on players' wages. Right, so there is a salary cap. So, and there are people, generally the people who own or support the biggest clubs with the most money, say we shouldn't have that. It's a restriction of trade. There are, clubs.
There are ways around it, surely.
No,
this is your salary, but we're going to give you that island.
Oh, you can. Yeah, you can do that, but you'll get done now. There's a really good chance you get done. And as soon as a team win loads, everyone says they're cheating. And okay, it's like 100 metres final at the Olympics. Do you know what I mean? Well, he's cheating. Or the Tour de France, he's cheating. You don't know. You might think they might be, but you don't know. And actually now there are since Saracens got done a few years ago, there's way more stringent. So a mate of mine is sort of senior management at one of the Premiership teams, one of the Prem teams, and they lost a big player to another top Prem team who've already got a lot of good players. And all anyone says is, how have they afforded that? They've got everyone. And I'm having a bit of dinner with him, and he says, mate, as soon as it was announced, you've got an independent salary cap manager on the phone to us saying we want every single communication with this player, with his agent, with the other club. The other club supplies the same. And they're like, we have looked at it, and this is completely legit. They've structured a contract in a way that it's legit.
If they got rid of the salary cap, do you think that's good or bad for rugby?
No, I think it's bad. And if I was a player, I'd hate...
If they got rid of it...
They got rid of it. If I was a player, I'd hate, a fat old ex-pro telling me to, they should still cap my salary. I understand that. But you will have a situation where maybe 3, 4 at a push, probably 3 clubs are so much better than the other, at the moment 7. Eventually, I think the Prem might grow back to 12 teams, that actually you'll have no league, mate. And it's like, there's always going to be teams that have got a bit more cash and are a bit better, and now and again someone lower will beat them and it'll be a big occasion. But if you've got 6 or 7 teams who definitely cannot compete over the course of a year,
isn't that
boring?
What in football, in the Premier League?
Yeah. But football's different. Football's tribal. Football's the biggest news there is, right? So it almost doesn't matter what game's on telly. It almost doesn't matter where you are in the league. Not everyone's selling out every week, but the audiences are so much bigger that actually football can survive most stuff. Rugby, a bit like cricket, needs to be a bit more inventive, needs to reinvent itself a little bit, and it needs to be careful that it doesn't create these gaps, because people, where there's no jeopardy, people lose interest. And there are so many football fans that actually it's not all about jeopardy for football fans. It is just pure support. It's different.
Okay.
The numbers are different.
Let's carry that chat on later. I find that fascinating. Just quickly coming back to where we're at the moment, because Bath against Exeter, that's live on TNT Sports 1 tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
Just a quick word about that one. How do you see it going?
I'm pretty annoyed because I live 2 minutes from the ground and I'm not doing it, so I've got to watch it on telly. But That'll be great. It'll be great. Bath are the national champions. You know, Bath are Prem champions. Exeter, fallen from grace. They won everything. They won the Prem, they won Europe, and they really struggled the last couple of years. So it's a weird one because everyone expects Bath to win that. Everyone expects they're the gun team. They got the biggest squad, the best players, and all that stuff. There is a part of me as a sports fan that really wants Exeter to start this season with a bang. It doesn't mean I necessarily want them to beat my old club, but it does mean I would love it if they win 5 out of their first 6 or 7 games and prove a few people wrong. Way better story.
Okay, and just finally as well, tonight's game, you've got Gloucester against Bristol, right? And that means the return, is it Louis Rees-Zammit?
Lewis Rees-Zammit, yeah.
Now, he played NFL.
Yeah.
Right. Did he leave to play it because of the money, because of the salary cap? He wanted to, he did.
I don't know. It will have been the money. It will have been money, something to do with it. It's not only the money. I think it's probably because he went over there, and I'm not completely on top of my jargon when it comes to the NFL, but he made practice squads and didn't actually play an official NFL game, I don't think. But the money's still decent. It's really I think it was the challenge, something new, and also let's just be honest about it, lads. It's probably the promise of what the contract will look like if you make the first team. Basically, you make the starting roster, which I don't think he did in the end, but he had a really good crack at it, and he is mustard, lads. He is absolutely mustard.
Okay,
yeah.
You've been mustard so far. We've got you for the whole hour, which is going to be great. We'll have more from our guests. I was going to say David Flatman, Flats, Benty and myself, Andy Goldstein. You are listening and watching TNT Sports Friday Night Live on talkSPORT. listening to Friday Night Live, TNT Sports new partnership with talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, Premier League 100 club member, Darren Bent, former England prop and TNT Sports pundit, the brilliant David Flatman. I should say that Joe Marler's listening. Good evening, Joe. He just sent me a text. I'll read it out to you. Says, "Hi, lads. Loving the show, loving the rugby chat. You boys know your stuff. Keep up the good work." How nice is that?
It's lovely.
How nice is that from Joe?
Hey,
Thanks,
Benny,
Joe.
we heard Joe's actual message.
Yeah.
That's not what he said.
So, Joe, just calm yourself, all right?
Yeah.
Still to come, we'll be joined by a former Liverpool and Everton midfielder and TNT Sports pundit, Fara Williams. Just quickly, Liverpool winger Federico Chiesa could leave Anfield in the January transfer window.
Nah, they'll keep him.
It's cover for Mohamed Salah, right?
Of course.
Right, tomorrow evening sees Man United host Chelsea in a massive game for Ruben Amorim. It's been their joint worst start to the Premier League season after 4 games with pressure growing on the Man United gaffer. Chelsea, of course, will be looking to bounce back from their defeat against Bayern Munich in midweek. Now, the PFA contacted the club this week over their treatment of squad outcast Raheem Sterling and Axel Disasi. The pair were training away from the first team, and their sessions appear to be in the evening rather than during the day. The manager, Enzo Maresca, spoke to the media earlier and discussed concerns over their treatment.
My father is 75 years old, and for 50 years he has been fisherman, working for 2 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning. This is hard in life, not a player the way they work.
Now, Flats, in the break, you and I started talking about that, and then producer Joe came in and said, we're going to talk about this in a minute. And I went, right, stop talking. So I don't know your view, and you don't know mine. I said, unless you were listening earlier, because I mentioned that I'm sort of torn a bit earlier on in the show. I'm torn about how this one should play out. What's your view? Not necessarily on the Raheem Sterling, but players that find themselves in a bomb squad. Do you have that in rugby? Do you have
No,
players?
not really.
You don't?
I mean, you can fall out of favour,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine a scenario where a coach didn't want to pick me anymore and put me with the academy.
Okay.
Like that, and we ate separately and stuff, that wouldn't happen. I think that is, for me, that is, rather than this is just our protocol, lads, that is a statement, and that's pushing someone to leave, isn't it? I think. But mainly, I don't want to trivialise it because this is someone's career, you know, but I was listening to him then and I'm thinking, mate, you're Chelsea manager. Why is your dad still getting up at 2 a.m. to go fishing? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Sort him out a few notes, mate. Like, give him a deposit for a flat or something. Like, your dad shouldn't be grafting that hard. And if he is grafting that hard and doesn't need to, it's because he loves it. So it's maybe not the right comparison. I see his point. But what it's also too easy to do is because Premier League footballers earn a lot of money and it's very public that Raheem Sterling earns an awful lot of money, it's very easy to sort of dehumanise them a little bit and say, well, he's got loads of money. So what's he got to complain about? We're not going to get that deep, but that's the same. If someone's got a lot of money, what have they ever got to be unhappy about or complain about? It doesn't wash. And I must say that, you know, in Raheem Sterling position, you'd be gutted because what you really want to do is play football. But he is an adult and he won't be playing. He's not young anymore. He won't be playing elite football forever. And he's earning 325 chunks a week is what it says in the papers. So a lot of dough. And it's almost like, well, do I have another few years of, doing what I really want to do and expressing myself, or do I secure my financial future even more aggressively?
Well,
So
let me ask you, because the money's nuts to us, but not to multi-millionaires, which Raheem Sterling obviously is, okay? What would you do in that scenario? So financially, you and your family and probably 1 or 2 generations to come are going to be fine.
Mate, 325 bags a week. I'll have dinner cross-legged in the back of my car and breakfast and lunch, but it's different because I'm not used to earning tens of millions of pounds a year.
Let me ask you, if you've got 25 million in the bank, I don't know what Raheem Sterling's got in the bank, but let's say you've got 25 million and you're 30, 31 years old and you're not included in squad trading, would you say, do you know what, I'll leave the club, forget the contract, I want to play regular football because my time's running out?
I think it probably, I'm sure there's more to it than this, but I think it probably comes down to, do I love football more? Do I love football enough to walk away from £150,000 a week for the next few years? Do I love football? I'm sure he loves football. Don't doubt that at all. I don't think you get to where Bentley you got to and where he's got to without loving it, right? But do I love it enough to walk away from that dough just so I can go and play instead of being in the situation I'm in? And it is a choice between all that dough and actually going and playing. It seems like that to me.
Do you know what as well? I think part of him is he's probably thinking, because he's not done anything wrong, he's not turned up late, he's not thrown his toys out the pram. I reckon part of him's thinking, well, why should I just walk away and make it easy for you? Like, I've tried to train as well as I can. I've been professional. You've kicked me out of the change room. And why should I walk away from the money that you owe me? So part of him's probably thinking, yes, I'd love to play football, but I'm not just walking away, leaving the money so you can just go, okay, fair enough, thanks for doing that. So part of him's probably a little bit angry with Chelsea and goes, well, I'm going to take every penny until that you owe me, and then I'll leave. And
it might not even feel as spiteful as that. He said, well, I want to play, I want to be part of things, I want to do better, I want to impress you. But it's very, very easy for people, in their cars or at home or reading the papers or whatever, to say, well, he's just there taking the money. Yeah. All right. What would you do? What would you do in this situation?
Everyone's
what would people do?
Yeah. I do think there must be a middle ground where if he's got 2.5 years left, the club say, look, we'll give you a lump sum of 1.5 years.
Yeah.
So you can go on your merry way and find another club.
Yeah.
Part of me's probably thinking, well, why should I take one year?
Well, then it comes down to what David was saying about how much do you love the sport and you want to
really
play.
Is. Yeah,
you need a way out. You need someone to give you an option, right?
Yeah, and that is separate from your opinion on what the club are doing to him, with Yasser. That's separate because in his situation, this is what's happening to him. Now, the decision I make is, do I stay here and take the money that they contractually obliged to play me? He's not nicking it.
No.
He's not an horrible bloke for asking them to honour his contract. No. They signed it, right? So that's all fair and above board. So he's in that situation. Do I go away and play and give up all this cash or not? And, football's a great career, pro football, but it doesn't last forever. You're a young man when you finish it.
There's no one on the planet that'll have him sitting there. Say he's got 2 years left. I don't know what he's got. Having him sitting there in the exact same scenario for 2 years and paying him all that money. At some point, they'll come to a situation where they'll go, do you know what? They might go to him 50%, he says no, 75% no. And they might just go, do you know what? For the sake of the club, here it all is, away you go. Or wherever he goes next, they strike a deal.
Boy, that'd be a good day, wouldn't it? It would be a good day. Like, here's every quid we owe you.
And they do what you want.
And plus your diesel money to training and back. You'd be like, can you imagine that?
And do you know what? I can't. Still to come, we're going to be joined by former Liverpool and Everton midfielder and TNT Sports pundit Fara Williams will be on our show. But first, it's time for the last no Googling. And of course, the last one of the day is mine. I wrote this one. And I don't think Bentley's going to get it.
All right.
I want to know who is the only player to score for 7 different clubs in the Premier League.
That's easy. We had that about a month ago.
Did we?
Yeah, I can tell you it is now.
Don't tell me.
The manager.
Don't tell me it is.
We had that about 4 weeks ago.
So I meant 8 different clubs. Bentley's answering more coming up right after this.
7 years.
Marcus Rashford is confident we'll see the best of him on loan at Barcelona.
If that happens, I will be the first one on air, on radio, on newspaper, on Instagram if I have to say I was wrong. And I'm happy to do that. Only if he keeps performing like he did today.
talkSPORT's Troy Deeney reckons Rashford's already on the plane to the World Cup. He scored twice in the 2-1 win over Newcastle. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola says the Foden-Haaland link-up is key to Man City's revival. And after another terrific performance, Foden can be the Premier League's best again.
We are so happy because I know that this match he's happy and his joy and his life is fine. The rest, his nature, his incredible talent comes alone.
Erling Haaland doesn't blink, though. He's now the fastest player to reach 50 Champions League goals. Heading home, a lovely loop-through ball from Phil Foden in the win over 10-man Napoli. Elsewhere, Man United are into the Women's Champions League proper for the first time, thanks to Elizabeth Turland's hat-trick over Brann. Rugby League's Hull KR are going for a hat-trick of trophies after securing their first League Leaders' Shield. And maybe the best LA Dodger ever, pitcher Clayton Kershaw's announced he's retiring at the end of this MLB season. There's more on this at talksport.com.
It's at Friday Night Live with me, Andy Goldstein, Darren, and the wonderful David Flatman alongside. Before the break, I asked the question, who's the only player to score for 7 different clubs in the Premier League? I thought it was a toughie, but Ben, he's done it ages ago.
Craig Bellamy.
Name them.
Coventry City.
1.
Newcastle.
2.
Blackburn.
3.
Liverpool.
4.
Cardiff.
5.
City.
Which one? 6.
West Ham.
7. There's 8. One more.
Man City? I said that.
Coventry Academy. For alerts at 7, Ollie Klink brings you Thank Football. It's Friday. This evening he's got Rory Jennings alongside him. Now, there's action in the WSL this evening as Man City head to Spurs. Ian Abrahams is watching that one for talkSPORT, and he's got the team news for us now. Moose, good evening to you.
Good evening. Welcome to Brisbane Road, where Spurs have started the season with a 100% record. 4 teams have won 2 out of 2. They're one of them. Man City have already lost 1, so can ill afford defeat here tonight. One change for Spurs from the side that won at Everton last week. Right Brink at right back drops out and Grant comes in. One change for City, who beat Brighton last week. Beanie drops out and Fagino comes in. Up front for them is the lethal strike force of Bunny Shaw and Vivian Miedemar. We start here at Brisbane Road at 7:30.
Good work as always. Thanks for that, Mooch. Right, as I mentioned earlier on, the first Merseyside Derby of the season takes place tomorrow lunchtime. It's a game you can, of course, watch live on TNT Sports 1 with coverage starting at 11 a.m. We can look ahead to that game now with someone who played for both clubs, former England midfielder and TNT Sports pundit. Fara Williams joins us on the show again. Hello, Fara. How are you?
Hi, guys. Good, thank you.
Nice.
Couldn't get away from you on my Friday nights.
Well, you're not the first woman to say that. You won't be the last, I imagine. Thank you for joining us. Where are you? Where are you? In your house? Are you out? What are you doing?
No, I'm at a friend's house, so I'm currently sat on a bed, laptop on the bed on my lap. So yeah, not the most comfortablest.
Oh, one of those embarrassing moments where you tip up at your mates and you go, "I've got a dinner interview at 6:30." Is it that?
Exactly that.
Okay. Well, I can only apologise, but as always, appreciate you coming on. Listen, me and Benny talked about this earlier on this match. You played for both sides. How big a game is this, do you think, for people that have either played in it or it's a game that have been in the hearts of Liverpool and Everton fans for as long as they can remember? Because as a kid growing up, as most derbies are, but the Merseyside derby always seems to be just that little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's massive. It's something that I learned when I moved up there, how big the derby was. And obviously Everton was my first club. And I always used to think Chelsea-Tottenham and Chelsea-Fulham, Chelsea-Arsenal were big derbies in London. And then you realise the park that separated Anfield at the time and Goodison, and how big a derby meant and what it meant to the city and the fans and, the bragging rights. And it's an unbelievable derby. I remember the first derby I did go to when I joined Everton, this was years ago. The fans actually mixed. So you had Liverpool fans in Goodison Park in the Everton end. And obviously times have changed now and it's become so much more competitive that's definitely not happening. But yeah, it's probably the most competitive derby game that I've been to in England for sure.
Farah, I'm guessing Liverpool will be favourites on paper because of the way they started. They are the current champions. But when you look at Everton under David Moyes and what he's done in a short space of time, bringing in the likes of Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, do you give Everton a chance of winning this, or do you think it's still going to be incredibly difficult?
Yeah, I think it'll be difficult. I think what Liverpool have shown this year is that they've shown signs of what good champions can do, not perform well and get results. And we've seen how many late goals they've got, not just in the Premier League, but also in the Champions League. But for Everton, I think that they'll go in, fancying themselves a little bit. They're playing, decent football, certainly in their final third. Obviously, they got a 0-0 draw in their last Premier League game against Everton. But I think they're excited about what they now have in their team. They'll probably realise that Liverpool aren't in the best form. And maybe they fancy going them, getting something. I think it'll be difficult. They don't often win at Anfield, as we know. But I think it'll be a closer game than probably what we expect.
Farah, I've got a AA battery here. Do you want me to set it over for that fire alarm?
Yes, please. I don't know how to turn it off.
Did you actually think you were getting away with it, by the way? Were you thinking they won't hear that?
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't hear it. It's not even that. I thought the kids would be worse. I thought the noise downstairs with the kids, but they're actually keeping quiet.
Well, it's not too bad just yet. We'll get through it. If it was 3 o'clock in the morning, it'd be a problem, right? Let's talk about the fact that Liverpool, they've been relying on late winners so far. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bit of both. I think you look back to the good Man United teams, you all know as a United fan, the Fergie time, in terms of, getting over the line and winning games. I think in terms of when you go into the training ground the next day and you get a late winner, this alarm's annoying me. I think
is it alarm or is it like a security tag or something? Is it like an ankle Asbo tag?
I think it's like, literally, it keeps going off. I didn't realise until I'd zoomed into this. But I think it's a sign of a champions that you can get, late goals. But I also think the morale in terms of when you're going to training and you have got that late winner, in training in terms of that team morale is much higher than coming off the back of a defeat in that time. So, the way they're doing it is probably not the most exciting, and we probably expected a little bit more given the signings they brought in, but they're certainly showing signs of champions, as the smoke alarm agrees. You don't need to stop laughing at me.
Can you try and take this all a bit more seriously, please, lads?
I'm trying to be serious, and you lot are throwing me off track.
Farah,
David Flatman here, talkSPORT's latest football expert. I was reading earlier David Moyes talking ahead of this game, and his approach with the media, at least, was we've just got to try and hang in there and try and nick it at the end, and that seems to me like not necessarily the best motivation for his team. It doesn't sound that confident. He said, this fixture's always been incredibly difficult for me because whenever I go there, Liverpool seem to be good. And I sort of wonder, do you think he's given that message to his players, or they're actually going to go and have a proper pop at Liverpool, or are they just going to... They're going to just try and hang in there?
I think your Budgerigars got the answer to that.
Yeah. I think if you look at how the season started, if they try and leave it to the end, there's probably one outcome, and that's a Liverpool win. I think they've shown that.
I think you need to get out.
Laughing at me. But I don't think I think he wants to stay in the game. I think, when he's gone to Anfield in the past, he's not got the best of results. So for sure, he'll want his team in the game for as long as possible. But I think, with the players they have now, they can certainly be more aggressive in terms of their style and in terms of their attack. And I'm sure they're going to want to put Liverpool, they agree, whose defensive line actually hasn't been that great this season. So I'm sure they're going to want to put them on the back foot early.
Farah, going back to your former side, Everton, what should their ambition be this season? Because we've seen before David Moyes got there, the last few years have been really, really tough in terms of fighting relegation. It's been a difficult seasons for Everton, but this season it's going to be more comfortable. What are you expecting from them? Where do you think they could finish?
Yeah, I think a realistic finish is probably 10th if they can get it a little bit higher than that. But I think their fans, in terms of, you think of the last few seasons that they've been fighting, at the bottom, fighting relegation. It hasn't been the most comfortable seasons for them in the Premier League in recent years. And I think if you look back to the spell when Moisey was there before, they was, top 10 and certainly fighting. So I think a top 10 finish, new stadium. I think the fans will certainly be happy with that, and they can really build on it. You lot are really putting me off with these giggles.
I'm mainly thinking like this fire alarm. Does that mean the batteries are out? Are you safe there? Are you safe?
Yeah, well, if I'm not, then this laptop will get thrown and I'll be out the window. So.
No, listen, we're on to 8 tonight. Can you stay with us or not?
Absolutely. If you can put on with a little beep in between.
I think it's going a bit nuts. I think we'll let you go. All right. Thanks for coming on. Good luck with the budget.
Fara.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Right, Fara. There you go. I think it was time to get that battery replaced, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a countdown.
Have you ever had one of those at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
And you can't find it.
I mean, no, I've had that before, and it just goes off mad, fire alarm.
Yeah.
And you can't get to it to get it off. I've just smashed one off the
Do you
wall.
remember Charlotte who used to read the news?
Yeah, Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she rented a flat, and it had incredibly tall ceilings. Like you'd need the longest ladder in the world to get to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And there was one of those that started going off in the middle of the night, and she, for maybe 2 weeks, kept phoning up the guy that owned the flat, and he wouldn't come down and fix it.
Just funny about them as well.
Horrific, isn't it? Every night.
It's an awful sound. And also, sometimes you think, it's middle of the night. I just close loads of doors.
No, I would never do that.
No, I do. And I was like,
You got, was it in the West Wing of your
no,
house,
but
was it?
but you can hear it from everywhere.
Yeah.
You close that many doors, and you can still
Ryan, be careful.
and you can still hear it.
You can. There's a great episode of Kirby and Enthusiasm. Do you watch that?
Yeah, love it.
Okay, there's a great one with that exact scenario going off. And he comes back to haunt him.
Shall I write that one down? That's
Oi,
the- what's it called again?
don't want Curb.
No, what's it called again? Curb.
Mate, Kirby Enthusiasm, you're treading a very thin line with that one, my friend.
Do you not know it?
I do know it, yeah, but
No, you don't.
He's got
such a liar.
He's got a reputation of telling really riveting stories.
No,
the last
no,
couple
no.
of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
No, absolutely. I did one yesterday. That was it.
Yesterday?
Go on, what's Curb about?
I don't know what it's about, but I know what the
What is it?
story is. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, what is it?
No, I don't know what it is.
You know nothing
It's a
about it.
sitcom. I know it's a sitcom, but
Name one thing about it.
I don't watch it.
You know nothing about it.
No,
do
but
you?
I don't watch it. Who's in it? Who's the main guy?
See, you don't even know.
No, give me the main guy.
Larry
David.
Oh, Larry.
Larry. Average height, average build. Big little bloke.
What's his hair like? Describe his hair to me.
Short and long, isn't it?
Come on, describe it.
I don't quite know. Larry.
Roughly, what's
Does
his
he
hair
wear
like?
glasses?
Yes.
Bang. There you go.
All right, that's 50-50.
There you go.
It's not the worst game of Guess Who ever.
No, but no.
He actually wears a monocle, so you're off, right?
What's...
Does he?
No. Who wears a monocle unless it's Chris Eubank's dad?
No, there's a few characters.
No, just Chris Eubank. It's Chris Eubank and Chris Eubank Jr.
I know, but now his son's the topical one, so we have to refer to him as his dad.
right,
yeah.
okay,
A few people wear them.
Go on, a few people wear monocle. Go on.
Blofeld in Bond.
Right,
He had one. That's what I need. That's all I need.
Yeah, but he's not a real guy, man. Like,
Well, don't spoil it.
does he wear it in real life?
Don't burst that bubble for him.
Well, James Bond films real life, were they? Didn't know that.
Benty went on Mastermind,
There we go.
and his specialist subject was James Bond.
Oh, really?
He got one.
I just stick up. I panicked.
Oh, mate.
You know, sometimes you panic.
Yeah.
No, I panicked. Yeah.
One. And that was
That
your
is
name.
tough.
Did you win yours?
No, come second. 13.
Isn't it
though.
weird how you can do what you did, right? And if you think how many boys and men play football daily, weekly, globally, and you are a guy that went into the best league in the world and got a starting spot, it's unbelievable performance under pressure. It's elite, beyond any MD, CEO. Way fewer footballers, you know.
Yeah.
And then you get on Mastermind and you
Panic.
crack.
Can't do
like
it.
that. You crumble.
Give
man.
it. Oh, right. Don't do that, please. Don't do that, right?
Can I just say, it wasn't that he crumbled, right? He just didn't do his research.
No, I know.
he didn't know the answers.
No,
There's no crumbling.
No, I did do my research.
No.
But I did. No, I did.
No.
But I did.
No.
Face value.
Top level.
Yes.
No,
I didn't go
no,
deep into who directed this scene in the.
No.
You know what I mean? I did all that.
He's watched all the Bond films.
Millions
right?
times.
And when they said what subject is it, he just went James Bond, which is the most generic,
Yeah.
as far as you can get it.
Like saying
Far-
politics.
Yes.
I could ask you anything.
Yeah.
When I go back on, I'll
When
do it
did you
again.
realise you made a mistake?
Question one. When question one came, when I went, oh,
I'd love to see that.
Who's the second director of the, you're like sitting there going like, oh no.
No.
I thought you were going to ask me what was his tagline.
yeah, no, I'm not. I won't go on that. Even though it was for charity,
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
God,
well, it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
They earned nothing.
No, it did. Yeah, no, but it was good comedy value. I'm not. I'm not doing that
100
again.
quid per correct answer it was.
I'm not
so-
doing that.
Bentley's the only person to go mastermind and owe them money.
No, I've got 3 right in total though.
Oh, did you?
A couple of general knowledge.
Yeah, his name.
How many rounds?
His
2
age.
rounds.
3 rounds.
Should we do that? We've got more. We've got more tests when we come out.
You know, I
We've got
had
quiz
my
when we come out.
family in the crowd as well. Embarrassing.
Oh, that-
Kids there watching.
What a waste of a trip. Humiliating.
Is it your kids? Is that your dad?
It was
No.
took a flyby to get there as well. So I should have known from then.
Oh, we don't want to go on that.
Yeah,
They're out of business now, so we're okay.
yeah. I
We're
should have
all
known
right.
from then.
We're going to have a quick break. When we come back, we'll be doing stuff right after this. Yes, at Friday Night Live, TNT Sports new partnership with us here at talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, Premier League 100 club member Darren Bent, and of course the former England prop, TNT Sports pundit and superstar David Flatman. Follow us at 7 Ollie Clink brings you Thank Football. It's Friday. Tonight he's got Rory Jennings alongside him. Over on talkSPORT 2, you can hear live commentary from the Championship as Middlesbrough take on West Brom. But before all of that, it's time now for this.
It's time.
It is tight and tense.
We're flying and our fists are punching. DB versus TNT.
What drama on talkSPORT, just when you think you've seen it all.
Good night.
Don't go to bed yet. This is our new feature, DBV TNT Bracket Sports, where each week on Friday Night Live, Premier League 100 club member Darren Bent has been pitting himself against our special studio guest from TNT Sports. This week, of course, we're joined by former England prop and TNT Sports pundit David Flatman. Now, every Friday, they'll be predicting some of the biggest games from the weekend. If they correctly predict the result, they'll be given a point. If they get the score right, bang on, they'll get another 2 points, so 3 in total. We'll be tallying up the scores throughout the season with TNT's experts, pundits working together to hopefully smash the living daylights out of Darren Bent, because it'd be horrific if you won it. Now, last week, Jason Cundy stepped in for Darren Bent, and he has got... Did he step in? Were you not here?
Not last Friday, no.
Well, what were you doing?
I was working.
Oh, yeah, got more money, yeah. Anyway, he's got you right...
Better offer, was it?
Yeah, that's fair. Just an offer. Right back in the game, we got you. Cundy, that's amazing. Correctly predicted that Arsenal will beat Forest 3-0 to bag a massive 3 points, meaning that DB is now beating TNT Sports for the first time this season. Current score, DB 10, TNT Sports 9. This week, David and Benty will have 30 seconds to give us their prediction for the following games and tell us how they see each one playing out. You can elaborate as much or as little as you want. David, would you like to go first or second?
Second, please.
Okay, that leaves you, Darren Bent. So the first game you're going to be talking about for around about 30 seconds. There's no clock here. Liverpool against Everton. It's a game you can watch live on TNT Sports 1 tomorrow, 12:30, Benny.
I'm going to go for 2-0 to Liverpool.
Okay.
I just think, as good as Everton are, their record at Anfield is appalling. I think Liverpool haven't got going yet, but still sit on maximum points. I I've maybe left it a little bit late in games to win, but that's a sign of champions. They're finding a way to win. And I just think Liverpool at home is so strong. So I'm going to go for Liverpool to win 2-0.
Why don't you see Everton scoring, though?
Because I just think Liverpool defensively at home are strong, good.
You mentioned Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, they've got good players, but I just feel like Liverpool have got a bit between their teeth at the minute. So I'm going to go 2-0.
Okay. David?
I'm not copying him. But the reason is, David Moyes doesn't even think Everton are going to win. From everything I've read that he said, he is very confident they are not going to win, and it's going to be really awful. He's not looking forward to it. He's never enjoyed his time there. Anfield and Liverpool are in good nick, lovely nick. I was going to go 2-0 or 3-0.
Lovely nick.
They're in lovely nick, and because you've gone 2-0, I'll go 3-0. Okay. But I don't see Everton scoring.
Okay, fine. Next up, tomorrow at 5:30, Manchester, the mighty Man United. Against little old Chelsea. Be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Don't just say it because you know I'm a United fan. Because I know you're going to say we're going to lose.
Well, listen, right? Chelsea's record at Old Trafford is horrific,
it is
right?
horrific.
They're appalling, so I'm going to go for Man United 1, Chelsea 3.
Vile, man.
I just think Chelsea are better than you. Simple as that. I think they're better than you. I think Arsenal were poor against you first game of the season and still managed to win. I think Chelsea have got some serious match winners in their squad. Yes, the Bayern Munich result went against him this week, but I think they played really well, created chances, and I don't know how you stop Cole Palmer. So I'm genuinely going to go 3-1
Couldn't use back, though.
Yeah, I don't know how you stop Cole Palmer, so I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea.
Okay, arrogant.
I'm going 2-1 Chelsea, and my reasons were, one was Cole Palmer, because I am not, believe it or not, although I sound, I can make it sound like I know a huge amount about football. You'll agree with that?
I don't know if he does sound like that.
What I do know is when a player, when I watch it on telly, when he looks better than everyone else. And Cole Palmer very often looks better than everyone else.
Yeah, true.
To a relatively untrained eye. So they've got him, and Man United, as far as I'm aware, Andy, are Strugsville, Tennessee.
They are.
Yeah.
Strugsville. So what are you going, 2-1 or 3?
2-1.
Okay.
And Chelsea not on top form. Little bit hungover, but still don't need to be at any more than 80% to win.
Okay. I've only got about 15 seconds for the last one. Arsenal against Man City, your team, Benny. Sunday, 4:30.
2-1 Arsenal.
Honestly.
You said 15 seconds?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the result you've just given me.
So I can't bet at home.
So rude. Dave, proper answer from you, please, David.
1-1. Arsenal would love them to beat City at home, but think they will be disappointed. But ultimately, Man City might not hit their straps, and they've got Haaland who can't score anyway. That was a joke because I know he scores.
Yeah, okay, fine. You're doing so well.
How do you think the score will be in that game then?
We haven't got time for my prediction. Man City will win. 3-1.
1-1,
mate. David, what an absolute flats. Thank you. What an absolute pleasure. It's the first time we've met. Hopefully the first of many, because you've been a superstar. Really enjoyed your company. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great weekend. We'll see you lot on Monday at 4 o'clock. I'll leave, of course, the last night to chat GPTs. Darren, bet you better hurry up or make it up on your own. We'll be back Monday at 4. Have a nice weekend. Be safe, everyone. Be safe, but...
Stay strong, stay safe, stay beautiful. Same time next week.